Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to officially update you on this news. So, is it either Paulo Dybala or Dele Alli? Could one of them at least potentially sign for Manchester United if necessary? I want to know what you think in the comments below about this situation. And apparently now Man United are very interested in Paulo Dybala from Juventus. Also Barcelona are linked. As I said on my last video, I disregard any chance of Ali Ordi by joining Manchester United. I think Griezmann looks the most likely that he could still make the move to Manchester United, but I would be very satisfied if we did get Dybala or Dele Alli, in January, or maybe go for them next summer. But the press are basically reporting now this is actually, no, sorry, it is £155 million that Manchester United are willing to put in for Paulo Dybala, who's got a contract until 2022 with Juventus. He has no release clause in this deal, but Man United are prepared to put £155 million in, which would be a record fee, because the last record fee obviously was from Paul Pogba last summer from Juventus, but this would be a record fee of £155 million, and also Mourinho's already spent about over £200 million in the August window, and all in all, since his arrival at the club, he has spent over £300 million on players, Jose Mourinho. So potentially Man United are planning to put £155 million in for Paulo Dybala. Apparently, it's confirmed there has been discussions. Ed Woodward, who's good at getting deals finalised, he's apparently approached Dybala's representatives to potentially have discussions over this situation. As I did say, he has got a deal to 2022, but there's no release clause as part of the deal. And he's a very impressive player. He's at forward, he's an attacking mid, and this season already, for Juventus, who will probably presumably the best team in Italy because they've won the title quite a numerous occasions. They've won that title of the Juventus, and apparently yes, with Dybala, he's a forward, he's an attacking midfielder, as I said, and last season he scored 19 goals and 11 assists in 40 appearances all in all, and this season already he scored 10 goals in 6 appearances. His shot accuracy is very good, his passing ability is very good, as well as Paulo Dybala, but he's a player that's creative style of play. He's got fantastic pace, technique, eye for goals, fantastic. He's good at physically going around defenders, he's good at beating defenders. As I said, he's the player. He's very good at that. He's a player that's been in Stew on before, 38 appearances, 17 goals. He's been at Palmeiras before 4 years, nearly made century appearances there in this area and scored 21. And now for Juventus, all in all, he's made 71 appearances and scored 40 goals in the process in Serie A. And this is now his 3rd season in the process with Juventus. But he's saying Man United are eyeing a move for their current player, which I do disregard. I think he could end up being at Barcelona, to be quite honest with you, because Barcelona were linked to him during the window as well. But I don't know if the player had any intentions of leaving the club. We've obviously got one player for Juventus, which is Paul Pogba at the moment, guys. But he's a player that's very creative, agile player. As I said, his dribbling's fantastic. He's good at operating space, just like Pogba. Really, he's very good. He can hold on to the ball. He's good at linking up the play. His speed as well. His genuine pace that he's got. He's good at counter attacking with the ball. He's a hard-working player. He's good at creating chances as well, and that's what we need at Manchester United. Because I think we're just a midfield. Well, he can play. He's a forward. He can play as forward or attacking mid, but I think would Man United probably use him as a maybe an attacking midfielder, maybe, because obviously at the moment, we haven't in that midfield, we haven't used we haven't used Herrera much this season. We've just gone with Pogba, the Matic mainly, but since Pogba's injury, Mourinho has gone mainly with the Matic and Fellaini in the midfield, which I'm just not keen on just Matic and Fellaini in the midfield, because it's a bit, it's a bit of a static midfield, not with Matic but with Fellaini, because he has done good. He's come on a few times this season and scored goals, but I think he is a bit static in his play. His man and Fellaini doesn't have much pace about his game. And with Mkhitaryan, he's a very good player as well, who's played in that number 10 role for the majority of this season in the middle. I think he's very good in that middle. He plays better than he does on the right, but I still think he needs, someone from that midfield such as Pogba, to help Mkhitaryan out. And I just don't think Fellaini and Matic can do that. But I think Matic is a player that he doesn't have large pace, but his link-up play is good. He's good at breaking up the play. His passing ability is absolutely sublime as well. So there's still areas where Manchester United still need to strengthen him up. But Dybala's got everything, really. Dybala has got everything for Juventus. And overall, he's made century appearances for Juventus, and he's scored 54 goals. In the process, he's won quite a few honours with Juventus as well as Dybala. But I do really, really like him. I still think Man United will get made, if they're going to get one out of Dele Alli, Dybala or Griezmann. It is going to be Griezmann in my eyes. So we'll see. But with the Dele Alli situation, it keeps coming up with the agents, George Mendes. And Raiola, who actually, who loves Manchester United, represents Zlatan, represents Mkhitaryan, represents Pogba, Mkhitaryan, Zlatan and Lukaku, Mkhitaryan and all that, as I've just said. Apparently they're convinced Dele Alli, will make the move to either Manchester United or Real Madrid. I don't know if Dele Alli has any intentions. He's a good young age prospect, he's 21 years of age, probably one of the best young age talents out there, best young age midfielders out there is Dele Alli, because his breakup play is very good. He's good at linking to the play. He's strong, he's quick, he's agile, he's creative. He's Dele Alli, very, very good efficient finisher as well. He's Dele Alli. Probably one of the best young generated midfielders, in world football. He's a player, who's won the PFA quite a few times. He's won Player of the Month quite a few times. He's risen up the ranks of MK Dons. And he's been at Tottenham now. This is his third season now in the process with Tottenham, I think. He's all in the Premier League. He's made 76 appearances, he's scored 30 goals and provided about 17 assists. And this season already so far in 6 appearances, he has scored 2 goals and provided quite a few assists as well. Tottenham purchased him from MK Dons back in 2015 for just £5 million, and he signed a 5-year deal. But Tottenham convinced they can improve his deal. He's on £60,000 a week at Tottenham, but it could rise to £100,000 a week. But Tottenham may be in the process of securing him a new deal. But players like Dele Alli and Kane, don't want to go years, without challenging for trophies or gaining any silverware for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And this is why they eventually will want to move on, and elevate to that higher level. And this is what presumably Harry Kane may want in the future. But what Pochettino said is what Kane, who's been at Tottenham now for about, 3 years, something like that. His progression over he risen up the ranks, and over these 3 years, with Tottenham, Kane has been absolutely fantastic for the club. He scored over a century goals now, all in all, for Tottenham Hotspur. I think it's 105 now. And as I did say, he's learning off Kane, he's Dele Alli, and, he's going to be worth about £100 million, is Kane, at least, in the transfer market in January, if he's going to become available. But Pochettino said he loves the club, he respects the club, and he's made it very, very clear that Kane basically has no intentions of leaving the club. Last couple of seasons, Tottenham have been challenging very, very well for the league. They've been unlucky. This season, I don't think they're going to win it due to, obviously, they're still waiting for the new stadium at Tottenham. Plus, at Wembley, they're struggling. They haven't won a game at Wembley at Tottenham, but they are still awaiting their new stadium, which I presume is going to look very, very good. But I'd love Dele Alli at Manchester United. He'd complement, our midfield. He'd complement with Matic. He'd complement with Paul Pogba and all that, would Dele Alli. So it would be fantastic to see it if it did really, really happen. I've really disregarded it because I don't think it is going to possibly happen. This is from Raiola and George Mendes as well in the current process. So we will see what happens about that. But for me, the three best strikers in the Premier League, is obviously Kane. He's also won the Golden Boot last couple of years as well. Lukaku, I think Lukaku and Kane are the 2 best strikers. Lukaku's got 91 goals now, all in all, Premier League. 8 goals for Manchester United this season. And Kane's won the Golden Boot last couple of years. I think Morata's a very, very good striker. Proved his point at Real Madrid. Proved it at Real Madrid. He was good at Real Madrid. People say he was a reserve player. He didn't get much first team football. I'd have loved Morata, at the time, but now I don't really regret it. I'd have preferred him over Lukaku any day of the week, as I said, because Morata's very, very good. Got a fantastic pedigree. He's proved it in Italy as well as with Juventus as Morata. Very, very good player. But the difference is Lukaku's Premier League proven, and that's very, very good as well in the process. But it's very, very interesting to start this season. I think City are going to be, competing, Man United definitely, and Chelsea, the top 3 teams in the process of it as well. Morata scored an hat-trick yesterday. Sterling's hitting form for Manchester City. Aguero's hitting form. Gabriel Jesus hitting form. And Aguero's got a fantastic pedigree, you know, very, very good for Manchester City since he arrived. I don't know how long he's been there. Is it 4 years now or something like that? Very, very good player. Very, very good at Madrid as well. Atletico Madrid with Aguero. Gabriel Jesus is the flourish of Manchester City with Aguero as well. Sterling's hitting form as well in the process. So, yeah, and also Arsenal, as I said, with Arsenal, they're still actually very, very interested in this Dries Mertens. Now, it's just updated on Sky Sports. Dries Mertens is a Napoli player because Arsenal obviously looking for a replacement for Sanchez, obviously, because it looks like he's going to be going in January. Ozil may be following next summer because I think he's keen on seeing out his deal, but then he'll become free next summer, will Muse it, Ozil. But Arsenal are interested in Dries Mertens. Obviously got Lacazette, not the best striker, but he was very, very good for Lyon. He does score goals. He is a good player. Dries Mertens is a Napoli. He's 30 years old, so he is highly experienced. As I said, he's won a couple of honours with Napoli. Is this Dries Mertens? As I said, he's already made 6 appearances this season. He's scored 6 goals. His shot accuracy is good. His pass accuracy looks very, very good as well. Arsenal were interested earlier in August apparently, but it come to a conclusion because the player had signed a new deal until 2020. But the player in the process does have a release clause of really, really cheap, to quite honestly. He's got a release clause, I think it's 26 or 27 million pound that Dries Mertens has got a release clause of. Yeah, and he's all in all for Napoli in the Serie A. He's made 136 or 137 appearances and he has scored 56 goals as his player. But he's good at holding onto the ball. His crossings are fantastically very, very good as well as the players. And apparently Arsenal are very, very interested in the player. So they may go for the player in January if necessary. And he has been at Napoli now 4 years. He's an ex-PSV player as well, so Arsenal interested in him. And also now with that Arsenal, another Arsenal target is Raheem Sterling, as we all know, but that could now come to a conclusion. City are willing to secure Raheem Sterling a new deal. A player that's had a very, very impressive start to the campaign. He's scored 5 goals already this season. He's made over 100 over a century appearances now for Manchester City. I think he made over a century appearances for Liverpool. City, of course, paid £49 million for him back in 2015 from Liverpool. And Sterling's very, very good. He can play as an attacking mid. You know, he can play on the wing. Can Sterling, very good agile, very good creative player. Good at, can cross a ball as well. Can Raheem Sterling, but obviously, there were talks in the window of Sanchez going to City, Sterling going to Arsenal, but I doubt it's going to happen because they want to secure Sterling a new deal. I think he's now got 3 years left on his deal and he's receiving about 200k a week. But City are looking to extend it, so that could come to a conclusion because it did say Arsenal were prepared to have talks with City about the swap deal between Sanchez and Raheem Sterling because Arsenal do like Raheem Sterling. But yeah, Sanchez is going to definitely go in January, guys. As I said, he will become cheap because he is coming to an end of his deal. Is Alexis Sanchez? We know Real Madrid have showed an interest. Not going to happen now because they just got Benzema who just signed a new deal. Isco also there's just signed a 5-year deal as well. Man United have had an interest early on in the window. Munich had an interest, and the Stu report saying Paris Saint-Germain because they're free to discuss with other clubs in January also. The same PSG could still get Alexis Sanchez. They may offload Cavani or whatever because they still basically need to offload players to PSG, you know, to avoid financial fair play regulations, considering the amount of money they invested in the August window. Should I say Paris Saint-Germain as well. Considering the amount of money they spent in the transfer window, Paris Saint-Germain still need to offload players. We know they offloaded a couple of players in the August window. They offloaded Matuidi. They offloaded Serge Aurier as well. They will look at, I think Barcelona were also linked with Di Maria in the August window. But yeah, as I was saying, with Sanchez, as I do keep saying, I still think City are going to be emerging as the front runners to get the player on the board. Is Sanchez, because Sanchez is going to leave. Arsenal will soften their stance, obviously, because they've been very, very ruthless regarding Sanchez during the August window. They've been very, very ruthless. Also, they couldn't find an adequate replacement, but I think Arsene Wenger's got plans in January to find and replace it for the departures of the players also. And when Sanchez leaves, and I presume Ozil will be going, but I don't think that will be till next summer. But Pep Guardiola and Sanchez were fantastic together, at Barcelona. Sanchez was demanding £400,000 a week. PSG weren't willing to meet this. This is why it didn't happen. He'd been spotted at Paris Saint-Germain, quite a few times, like Sanchez. Risen up the ranks fantastically well with underneath. He's still one of the best, well, you could say, winger striker, in the Premier League. He's in the top 3, I'd say. He's highly rated. He's Alexis Sanchez, as I said. But they're looking to reunite because him and Pep Guardiola are fantastic together at Barcelona. Pep Guardiola is a very, very good manager. Arsene Wenger's been a good manager for Arsenal, but he's been there over a decade now. They went years without winning now, and a lot of fans still basically want him out. But obviously, Sanchez wants to elevate to a higher level. He doesn't feel as though he's going to get it with Arsenal Football Club. He's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons, as I said. Not enough for him. He's a player that probably wants to challenge him for leagues, participating in Champions League football, as he did explain, Alexis Sanchez, as I do keep saying. But City they could have cashed in £60 million, could Arsenal, even £50 million for Sanchez. But obviously, for them perspective, we say we couldn't find a replacement. So, but I think Arsenal would rather raise the funds in January for Sanchez, even if it's 20 million, because it is going to be cheap, rather than let him go free next summer without raising any money for the player. Indeed, but. Yeah, I do think Sanchez will go, guys, in the process. And he said he even turned down £300,000 a week from Arsenal, so you could just tell he did want to make the move. Arsene Wenger was basically ruthless. He had no faith in what everything was said. He was convinced he was going to see out his deal, but it's come to agreement. I think he's going to be leaving when the window reopens in January. So Arsenal have got quite a few players on the radar as replacements. Sterling's not going to happen now if he does sign a new deal with City. Obviously, as I just said, they've got Dry Mertens as a possible. They had Lemar as the main priority target in the August window. They may not even go and revive the interest in Lemar now, because Monaco still may be reluctant and resisted to sell the play, considering the amount of money that they raised from the departure of their players in the August window. The amount of money they raised, they made about £297 million, did Arsenal. But Lemar, as I do keep saying, he's very, very good for France. I do really like him. He's a good young age prospect. A very, very good player. I do really, really like Thomas Lemar. He's got 3 years left on his deal as well. He can play anywhere in the middle. He can play anywhere on the left. But I presume Arsenal have got other targets now over Thomas Lemar, and they've still got Juan Cuadrado as a potential target. Raheem Sterling, they're Dry Mertens. Arsenal, even they've had an interest in Lucas Moura from PSG. They've had loads of replacements eyed out of Arsenal Football Club, and as I do keep updating you guys about Mesut Ozil from Arsenal. Ozil, as I did say, it's just reported on the FotMob app that Man United, I think, is keen on reuniting with Jose Mourinho after they were fantastic together with Real. They were fantastic together with Real Madrid, with Mesut Ozil and Arsene Wenger. Jose Mourinho, should I say? They were very, very good at Real Madrid. He won a couple of honours there. He's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons with Arsenal as Mesut Ozil. He was in Bundesliga for 5 years. Well, Arsenal did. I think it was between 42 or 45 million pound they paid for him from Real Madrid. I think it was, and that was the highest paid player for a German player. But I think he's keen on reuniting with Jose Mourinho. I think he was demanding £250,000 a week in his salary was Mesut Ozil, but he is coming to an end of his deal. I think he's convinced he's going to see out his deal, and then he's going to become a free transfer next summer. Is Mesut Ozil, so Man United could still potentially add him into the midfield as well, and he would definitely make a big impact in our midfield as well as Dele Alli. You know what I mean, guys? And maybe as well as Dybala as well. Very, very good. He's a player that's, he's all in the Premier League. He's made 123 appearances, scored 23 goals and provided about 43 assists. So it just shows that he can score goals well, but he can create, he can provide, and that's the main thing. And he's got very good passing abilities, Mesut Ozil. His record against the big teams, he's not very, very good, but he's a player, he's very, very also good. Not only good at providing assists, he's good at creating opportunities as well, as he's proven with Arsenal as a Mesut Ozil. And apparently Arsenal haven't been in talks with the player about securing him a new deal since February. And it's quoted out that Ozil is not satisfied with Arsenal Football Club and that he does want to make the move. It's also said Inter Milan have had an interest. Towards the end of the August window, it said Barcelona had been interested in Mesut Ozil as well from Arsenal. But good technical very, very good technical playmaker in the midfield. He's good, he's strong, he's quick, he's creative, very agile, good at breaking up the play, as I said, and I do really, really like the player. I think he made over a century appearances for Madrid, did Mesut Ozil. He scored 19 goals and provided about 47 assists, so his stats for his assists look very, very good indeed. So he can provide assists, he's good at linking up the play, so yeah, I would like him. Because at our midfield, I'm still concerned. I am concerned with our midfield a bit, with just Matic and Fellaini there and whatever. Without Paul Pogba, I still have concerns in our midfield. As I said, it provides a lot of space, when you haven't got, likes of your best midfielder in there. So for me, Matic and Fellaini, for me, is not good enough. For me, Mourinho for now should put Herrera, Matic and Fellaini in the mid for the current time being, until Pogba comes back from his injury and regains full fitness in the process of that as well. But yeah, do you think there's any truth behind the Dybala situation? Do you think there's any truth behind the Dele Alli situation? I just want to know in your comments below what you think to that situation. So that's the main part of the video. So is it Ali? Is it Ali or Dybala? May not be any of them. For me, I think it still could be Griezmann, who's going to fulfill the Manchester United number 7 role. There were some reports saying it could affect our pursuit of Griezmann now that Diego Costa's arrived at Atletico Madrid, as I said. But with Griezmann, highly experienced, as I said, proven it at Sociedad, he's proven it during his time with Atletico Madrid. So very, very good for France as well. Very, very good in Euro 2016. And, I'd love Antoine Griezmann, Manchester United. I would absolutely love the player. As I did say, I've explained it all to you. So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, drop your comments below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe, or even if you do consider dropping a like, drop a like on the video. And take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all on my next video. Bye.